A woman who recently moved into an old house built back in 1917 believes she isn't living alone. She's convinced a ghost shares the place with her, though she claims it doesn't feel hostile. She and her family only set up cameras to document any paranormal activity that might happen when no one is watching. One afternoon, while she was home with her young daughter, the little girl suddenly called out, saying she heard something coming from inside the bathroom vent. Intrigued and a little uneasy, the mother followed her in. Then her daughter spoke aloud. "Ghost, if you're here, do something." Almost instantly, a loud noise echoed from the kitchen, as if something had been struck. The footage caught on the camera shows exactly what happened next. From the moment she purchased the house in 2023, she claims at least 2 childlike spirits have made themselves known, sometimes through faint giggles or the sound of small footsteps racing along the hallway. And even though she believes these supernatural presences are gentle and maybe even protective of her daughter, many viewers disagree. Some warn that assuming any haunting involving a child is harmless can be risky, especially when the entity interacts so directly. Others fear it could be something demonic, mimicking innocence, trying to gain the family's trust. Still, she continues to stay calm and open, saying the entire home feels peaceful to her. But does it truly? Or is this simply the quiet moment before something far more sinister finally shows its face? In the end, that's for you to decide. A woman recently shared old footage. From the time she lived in a house, she was convinced had a haunting of its own. Take a look. She explains that it began with whispers drifting through the darkness, soft voices calling her name, while the rest of the house slept. After that came the slow, deliberate knocks against her bedroom wall, the kind that felt like they were waiting for her to respond. On certain nights, she'd snap awake to find her door wide open even though she'd locked it tight, or her TV turning on by itself, flooding the room with hissing static. She'd catch dark shapes gliding along the hallway, even when she knew she was completely alone. And once, every cabinet in her kitchen was standing open, as if someone, or some supernatural presence, had been digging through them. Whatever lingered in that house didn't just want attention, it wanted a voice. So was she facing a mimic spirit, a restless ghost, or something far more demonic? That's for you to decide. Paranormal investigators Elliot and Joe, from the Ghost Theory YouTube channel, have been fixated on one specific location for 6 long years. With the cottage finally placed on the market, they knew it was their last chance to step inside before it changed owners. The old home sits hauntingly, alone, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by empty fields and cold night air. On a windy evening, the two drove 3 hours to reach it, entering the property with high spirits and determination.
I'm going to have a look around here, because I haven't actually had a look in this yet. And I've noticed it when we just come down now to get started, that there is a room here, so... Ooh.
God, that is windy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, wind is supposed to be a good conductor for paranormal activity.
It's very good for paranormal activity.
And it's also good for sounds.
Yeah, just don't tell anyone it's windy.
Yeah. Did you see that?
No. Is there a spirit here that can make this curtain move?
Oh dear.
Air early jokes didn't last long, because the atmosphere in the cottage quickly shifted. As they climbed the stairs, they began placing their paranormal equipment in every room. But just as the investigation officially began, they suddenly heard this.
Obviously, start off by just listening for a bit, because then we can determine what's wind and what's not. We have actually put a little wedge or something in the window over there to stop it from rattling so much for noise pollution. So,
Literally, as you mentioned,
literally,
glass.
Yeah. Good start.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Because they're going to go jumpy now.
While they stood upstairs, the wind outside grew stronger, making the window vibrate loudly. They walked over to quiet it down, but the next sound they heard made both men freeze in place.
We're going to have to do something about that window.
Alright, that one. Stop it, will it?
That's not wind, is it, surely? No. Are we both assuming that was in this room?
Yeah.
I mean, again, it is windy. That was
quite
proper footsteps.
prominent, wasn't it? It was very quick.
It doesn't sound like... Oh, it does, actually. It's hollow.
I thought it came out.
I know, that's what I think. It almost sounded like it was at the top of the stairs. I was wondering if it was in this room.
While focusing on the window, the unmistakable sound of heavy footsteps echoed behind them, something no gust of wind could explain. Elliot asked aloud if any spirits in the home could make a noise, and the response they got was far more startling than either expected.
I need to get out of here.
It's quite suffocating in there.
Yeah, I don't like that room at all.
Can you copy me? No.
Why can't I hear talking now?
I can hear talking.
I swear I just heard people like whispering. and
Right
shit.
outside, yeah.
Yeah. But no, you couldn't do.
There was.
Yeah, but it can't be actual people because you'd know someone was here. You couldn't walk up here with no torches. You wouldn't drive here with no lights. I was like,
I definitely heard that.
Yeah.
I promise you.
2 knocks exactly as you did,
Yeah.
and then someone talking, like whispering in the corner. You wouldn't even hear, if someone was talking outside, you wouldn't bloody hear them in there, surely.
They paused, listening closely, trying to separate normal wind noises from possible supernatural activity. But what came next proved that not everything they were hearing was weather.
Yeah, that. But it's when it's...
That's in here. That's 100% in here.
It's when the wind's less. I need to stop that window from doing that. It's making it really difficult.
You can't. Hang on. I'll put my red light on. What's on here?
Why is it every time we try to stop the window, something happens?
That's got to be.
It's just the doors, yeah. Fuck's sake. Sound like it's outside. I'm tripping out in this place.
Moments later, a loud crash exploded from downstairs, almost as if something wanted to intimidate them. They shifted into the ST's method for clearer communication. During the session, Elliot began saying random words that didn't seem connected, at least not yet.
So, if there is a spirit or anyone in this building, we're wondering if you're able to use this device just down here that Elliot is using. Maybe you could speak through it somehow. I'm going to ask some questions and maybe you could give your responses through that device. We're not sure how it works, but it has been potentially proven to work. But we would like some actual proof. So, first of all, can you just tell us your name? Can you speak through this device and tell us your name? I'm actually going to go through here a bit, so just to make sure he definitely can't hear me. But I obviously need to be able to hear him. If you were the person walking around in this room that I'm in, can you tell us your name through the device that Elliot is holding?
At the bottom. This is disgusting. It's important.
Yeah, let's get the shit out of me. Is that door just closed again if that door is not closed?
Around you.
What in the absolute caused that? I'm actually shaking. Nothing has closed.
A second powerful bang shook the entire cottage, startling Joe and rattling the walls. Even after searching downstairs, he couldn't find anything that could have made the noise. They pushed on with the Estes method, Elliot continuing to call out strange, disconnected words. But later, when reviewing the footage, Joe discovered something that left him deeply unsettled.
We hear something, generally it always seems like it's in the other bedroom.
Yes.
I'll stay here. I won't...
On your arm. Arm.
Is that the third time now? You've said something...
Picture.
You said something about an arm 3 times. Does something happen to your arm? We carried on the Estes method for a little while longer and didn't really get any more responses that made any more sense. But then there's something that I realised during the edit that could have made a lot more sense, and I wish we had known at the time, is that we got the answers dead, tree, and noose.
Noose. Death. Tree.
But also talking about my arm. Now, on my arm, I have a tattoo of the Grim Reaper hanging from a tree by a noose. So having those words so specific and also pointing at my arm, maybe they were interested in something that was going on with that tattoo. Maybe they liked the tattoo, I'm not 100% certain. It's obviously very, very, very frustrating that we didn't make these connections at the time and only figured out afterwards, because we could have just carried on and we could have done some more investigating to figure out exactly whether they were talking about my tattoo or whether it was just an insane coincidence.
Once they rewatched the recording, Joe noticed something chilling. The words dead, tree, and noose were spoken clearly during the session, and Joe has a tattoo on his arm of the Grim Reaper hanging from a tree by a noose. The fact that Elliot repeated words directly connected to the tattoo, and even pointed toward Joe's arm, made the coincidence feel disturbingly precise, raising the possibility that a ghost or spirit was truly trying to communicate with them. The woman named Jess wakes up early one morning to strange, unsettling noises coming from the attic above her. Take a look at this.
It's okay, Booty. It's okay. Nope. Nope.
She was home alone with her 2 dogs, Kaiser, who stayed in the living room, and her smaller dog, Butavius, who whimpered nervously at her side. When people online asked why she didn't climb up and investigate, Jess had the perfect answer. In her words, that's how people die in horror movies. Y'all can go look if you want. I'm not doing it. She explained that even though she didn't sense any dark or negative energy that morning, she still wasn't about to take unnecessary risks. But here's where things get strange. Her attic has no windows at all, just one large antique mirror that's been up there since before she moved in. Jess says she was warned to get rid of that mirror long before anything paranormal ever happened, and now it's become almost a pattern. Every morning, around the same hour, she wakes to pounding sounds and footsteps pacing back and forth above her. So what exactly is Jess dealing with? Could that mirror be acting as some kind of supernatural portal, showing more than just her reflection, or something else hiding in the attic, trying to get her attention? You decide. The clip opens with the sound of ragged breathing, the cameraman clearly shaken as he records a section of wall, trying to document something paranormal, something out of place. As the camera moves toward the kitchen window, the outline of a small child appears, standing perfectly still on the other side, its figure visible against the weak light. For a few seconds, neither the man nor the child moves, the tension building in the room. When he finally works up the nerve to step around the corner, and look, the figure is gone. No child, no shadow, only the creaking of the old house. He walks farther into the room, sweeping his camera across the kitchen, and that's when a door suddenly slams shut with violent force. A low whisper follows, barely audible, making him flinch and curse under his breath. The video cuts off, leaving viewers wondering if he captured a ghost, or something far darker. An explorer pays a visit to what was once the home of a woman named Rebecca, a place locals claim is still touched by her spirit long after her passing. Take a look at this.
No. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. All right.
When you knock on a door, and it slowly swings open on its own, especially inside a house with a reputation like this, there are a few unsettling explanations. Some believe that in the world of paranormal activity, a door opening by itself can be a form of acknowledgement, a spirit responding to your presence, letting you know it heard you. Others think it could be residual energy, the home replaying one of Rebecca's old habits, almost like a haunting echo from when she was alive. But the interpretation that unnerves people the most is the theory of intelligent interaction, the idea that the spirit is not only present, but fully aware. If the door moved right after he knocked, some suspect Rebecca might have been answering the door the way she once did in life, only now she's doing it from the other side. So is this just coincidence, a residual replay, or Rebecca herself responding from beyond? You decide. Maz Bayagatra runs a YouTube channel centered around solo camping in isolated wilderness areas. He's used to spending nights completely alone. It's what his entire channel thrives on. But on this particular trip, he chooses a spot locals specifically warn him about. He hikes deep into a forest, far from any signs of life, and sets up camp with only the essentials. Behind his tent lies a river, and according to local stories, that river carries a very dark past. Years ago, a mother and her child were dragged under by the current and tragically lost their lives. Since then, many claim the area is haunted, with unsettling paranormal activity appearing after nightfall. At first, the night seems calm, nothing out of the ordinary, until a sudden sound makes him stop dead in his tracks.
ada orang menangis, kawan. Astagfirullahaladzim. 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 Ya Allah.
He steps out to search the area around his tent, sweeping his flashlight through the trees, yet finds no one. Nothing that could explain the voice he heard. Feeling uneasy but drained, he eventually decides to lie down and try to rest. But around 2 a.m., he's violently jolted awake by another chilling noise.
Ada suara menangis, kawan. Ya Allah, semoga gak ada apa-apa, ya Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The figure he sees fits the exact description of a kuntilanak, a vengeful female ghost from Indonesian folklore known for her terrifying appearance and sorrowful cries. Mas Bayu barely gets a moment to understand what he's witnessing before panic takes over. He scrambles back inside his tent, still filming as he mutters prayers under his breath, while the eerie wailing continues echoing around him. The recording cuts off abruptly, leaving viewers unsure if he stayed until sunrise or fled into the night. But many believe the legends about that river were true, and that the spirit of the mother who died there years ago never truly moved on, continuing to haunt the place she lost everything. A construction worker and his boss are renovating an old abandoned house, when things take a very unsettling turn.
Gente, aquí estamos. Ahora vamos para este cuarto que llevo un rato escuchando cantazos y eso. Uy. Hay algo que está sonando por ahí, brother. Oiga, ¿qué fue eso? ¿Pompi? No, papá. No, chacho. Hay algo que está... Pompi. Mira, tú escuchas eso, ¿verdad? No, yo estoy asustado ya, compi. Hay algo que lleva rato sonando allá adentro y de momento, ¡pam!, dieron un cantazo.
Ya te digo que tú eres de estos que son cobardes, que te imaginas cosas, bro.
No, chacho, yo no puedo imaginar eso, compi.
Entonces,
No, y en el cuarto ese, que llevo rato escuchando cantar y pensaba que eras tú, y cuando yo vine a ver, tú estabas ahí tranquilo, recogiendo algunas cositas, y me, chacho, sentí como si me hubieran tocado. No, chacho, yo estoy que no puedo ni hablar.
peliculitas por la nochecita.
No, yo no veo películas de esas ya, compi. Vamos ahora en este, compi, en este. Escucha cómo suena. ¿Tú estás escuchando eso? Eso, yo creo que yo desde lejos, yo, si acaso. Sí, estoy temblando, compi, yo no sé qué vaya. Cuidado, compi, que si yo cojo algo estaba cogiendo, tú sabes cómo es esto. No, hija. ¿Qué caramba es eso? ¿Y cómo tienen esa muñeca así? Como si estuvieran mirando para abajo. Ay, bendito Dios, y sonando ya. Hola, me siento un calentón en este cuarto, compi, no me da. Está como sigue sonando solo. Oh, y se mueve y todo. Ay, compi, ¿no?
Eso a lo mejor fueron los que eran dueños y por hacer la maldad o algo. Alguien vino a hacer la maldad, compi. Por eso tú no te puedes poner a darle 20 a eso, porque esos son boberías.
Sí, no.
¿Y qué otro ves aquí?
¿Qué bajo allá? ¿Qué?
Y ahí mira una computadorita. No es porque hay que sacarlo para botarlo.
Compi, ¿pero qué es eso, compi?
¿Ah?
Mira, compi se movió. Compi se está moviendo, compi, ¿oíste?
Coño, pero no será el viento.
No, si aquí no hay viento, compi.
Pero con un muñeco feo.
Mira para allá.
While working alone inside, the worker suddenly hears the eerie melody of It's a Small World drifting from one of the rooms. Panicked, he calls for his boss, and the two of them follow the creepy tune straight to a closet. Inside, they discover a doll hanging upside down. And it might be one of the strangest, most disturbing plush toys ever made. It has a full, realistic baby face printed onto it. As they search the closet, the doll twitches, and then launches itself straight at them. So, is this a genuine, paranormal encounter inside an abandoned home? Or just an elaborate setup meant to look supernatural? You decide. On the Ghost subreddit, a user uploaded a video their dad recorded, one that both of them admit they still can't explain. According to the post, the man leaves for work before sunrise every day, and along one specific stretch of road, he frequently notices a dark figure standing near the edge, but whenever he drives closer, it always disappears, until one fog-heavy morning, when he finally managed to capture the paranormal activity on camera. Right beside the sign, a faint shadow-like shape can be seen lingering by the roadside. The outline looks eerily human, yet as he continues driving forward, the figure slowly dissolves into nothing. The man insists he's encountered this strange silhouette many times, even swerving more than once because he thought someone was actually there. But whatever he's seeing clearly isn't a real person. So, what exactly is it? A ghostly apparition? Or just a strange illusion created by the fog and headlights? That part is up to you. A man was relaxing in his room, watching a movie, when he suddenly realized something strange was happening inside his bathroom. And even now, he still has no explanation for what he stepped into that night.
Oh shit. Guys, I'm here watching the Polar Express movie, my favorite movie, and something is screaming from the bathroom. Or towards that area. Oh, I heard something from over here. Shit. Shit. Who's in here? If you're in here, come on out. Come on out, I said. Come on out now. Something bad. Something stinks. If you're in the bathroom, come on out. Come on out. Oh, shit. Come on out now. Come on out. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey. Who's in the bathroom now? Oh shit! Oh shit, it's nobody! Oh shit! Oh. Oh. Shit! I just saw something. I'm going to out of here. City.
The first thing that hit him when he pushed the door open was the smell. Sharp, sour, and overwhelmingly strong. A sudden odor appearing out of nowhere is almost never a good sign, especially in the world of paranormal activity. Many believe foul scents can signal a spirit trying to manifest, or something far darker trying to make itself known. But what really disturbed viewers was something he didn't even notice at first. He had two mirrors directly facing each other. For people familiar with supernatural lore, That setup is a serious red flag. Mirrors reflecting into one another are thought to create an endless loop, almost like a doorway or energy tunnel believed to attract hauntings or amplify whatever is already inside the home. So, when you combine the sudden disgusting smell, the strange disturbance in the bathroom, and the mirror-to-mirror alignment, it's hard to believe he walked into something random. But as always, I'll let you decide what he might have encountered. A Reddit user named SS Shooter shared that a friend of his keeps a Ring camera mounted outside his house, and late one night, when the whole neighborhood was silent, something incredibly unusual was captured drifting right in front of that camera. From behind a tree, a small, pale figure slowly slid into view with an eerie, floating motion, and if you zoom in, it almost looks like it's actually walking. It crept toward the left side of the frame until the motion-activated light kicked on, and the moment the light hit it, the figure vanished instantly. Whatever that thing was, it disappeared without a trace. Nothing like it had ever appeared on that camera before, and it hasn't shown up again since. So, whatever supernatural presence was lurking in that driveway at 5 a.m., is still completely unexplained. The YouTube team behind 13th Floor Haunted Media Productions traveled to the Broadwell Funeral Home in Felicity, Ohio for a new investigation. Being a funeral home, it naturally carries a heavy, dark past, along with a long-standing reputation for disturbing paranormal activity. For this investigation, they decided to split up. 2 investigators stayed upstairs, 2 went down into the basement, and absolutely no one was stationed on the middle floor. And that's where things take a strange turn.
This footage comes from the security cameras that were set up. As you can see, a shadow flies by quickly from left to right and disappears. There were 4 of us in the building at the time, 2 in the basement, 2 upstairs. This footage is from the main floor where nobody was present at 11:57 p.m. It is the clear outline or shadow of someone. But the main question is who? Here is a freeze frame. Clearly, it is the outline of a person.
One of their stationary cameras positioned on the empty middle floor recorded something unexpected, a dark, shadow-like figure sliding from left to right before vanishing completely. When the investigators reviewed the footage later, they were stunned by what they had caught on camera. So, could this be the spirit of someone once laid to rest at Broadwell Funeral Home? Tell me what you think. A man has been reporting bizarre paranormal activity inside his home, insisting the place is haunted, finally managed to catch something that might prove it. For months, he told his landlord about the strange things happening, but nobody believed him. No photos, no recordings, nothing but his claims. But that changed one night when he woke to an unusual sound coming from outside. His first thought, the ghost was back. So this time, he grabbed his phone, determined to record whatever supernatural presence was lurking, and stepped out to investigate. Take a look.
Oh my god, cái gì? Bắt được tay con chị tí ốc lên. Oh my god. Wow. No. Tao lên cái tụi này nè.
As soon as he finished filming, he sent the video straight to his landlord, hoping it would finally be enough evidence to show something wasn't right. He shared it with a few friends as well, and before long, the clip made its way online for everyone to watch. The reactions were a mix. Some people joked that maybe the ghost was just trying to be helpful, but others suggested something much darker. Maybe a former tenant once lived and died there, and what he captured wasn't a haunting, but a spirit stuck replaying moments from its past life. If that's true, the nightly disturbances might not be a ghost trying to frighten him, but a lost echo of someone who doesn't even know they've passed on. Hopefully, this time, his landlord finally understands he isn't imagining things. A woman who believes she's been dealing with a mimic entity decided to cleanse her home with sage, and for a short time, everything went silent. No strange voices, no footsteps, no figures shifting in the corners. Absolutely nothing. Until one night, something happened again. Take a look at this.
So she's back. The last time I made this video, people were saying that it's my double reflection. But I'm just gonna put up my hand here. Yeah, the sage has worn off.
Besides the mimic-like shape appearing in the window, viewers notice something even more unsettling. A second figure hiding in the shot. She also shared a detail that most people found terrifying. Whenever she turns around, nothing is there. She only ever sees the mimic through reflections, never face to face. Some viewers think this means the supernatural entity is tied to reflective surfaces, almost as if it can only reveal itself indirectly. Others believe it's deliberately avoiding being seen directly, which could mean it's becoming more aware or more dangerous. But the detail that caused the biggest argument, the fact that she used sage. Many claim that if she's actually dealing with a mimic, cleansing the house might have been a mistake. Not because sage is harmful, but because some paranormal entities don't run from cleansing. They get agitated by it. A few even suggested the sage may have driven the mimic deeper into hiding, making it harder to catch, and possibly attracting something else entirely. But that's for you to decide. Did saging the home help her, or did it make the haunting even worse?